So we're going to talk about standard form today. Just to kind of refresh your memory, if you didn't watch the video yesterday, this is standard form. If you don't have that written down anywhere, you may want to write it down. AX plus BY equals C. A, B, and C are all integers. Can somebody tell me what does that mean if we're talking about integers? What is an integer? A whole number, yes. What else? Not just whole numbers. Right, and they're negatives, right. Whole numbers and their opposites, yes. So we will never have fractions or decimals in an equation that is in standard form. So if you have a slope of 1/2, that 1/2 won't show up in a standard form, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, so here we have a kind of a real life situation. I'm going to touch on a little bit of this. So we have a basketball team here who's doing some fundraising. They are selling apple pies for $8 and lemon meringue pies for $5. We're looking for a combination of apple and lemon pies to make $400. All right? So if you recall, standard form AX plus BY equals C. So that means we need to designate X and Y to be the two different types of pies, because those are the two things that we're working with here. So I'm just going to go in the order that they're in here. So X will be apple, and then Y will be lemon. The apple pies are $8 while the lemon pies are $5. Do y'all agree? And we want to make a total of 400. So to write the equation in standard form, this would look like this. 8x plus 5y equals 400. So the good thing is here we can also take these zeros, we can do what we call zeros and find like the two extremes. So let's say we sell no apple pies, or the basketball team sells no apple pies. How many lemon pies would they be selling? 50? Think about this. How much are the lemon pies? $5. So if you're selling something for $5, how many of those $5 items would you have to sell to get to $400? 80. I think I heard somebody earlier, but it's hard behind this and everything. All right, now what if, oh, there you go, Matthew. Yeah, you typed it. Sorry, I didn't see that right away. What if you sell no lemon pies? What if you only sell apple pies? That would be 50. Good. So what we've just created is basically our two extremes. If we have 0 apple, we'd sell 80 lemon. If we sell 0 lemon, we'd sell 50 apple. And of course, there will be values in between, but for right now, those are the two extremes, right? These are what we call the X and Y intercepts. So when we go to our equation and substitute that 2540, it would work as well. So that can also be thrown in here. All right, this. I don't know why that's there. All right, so we would have 8x plus 5y equals 400. I'm gonna have to zoom out. So there's our graph. We don't need any negative values because you can't have negative pies or negative money in this case. So this point right here is the 50, 0 that we were talking about. That's where the graph crosses the x-axis. This one up here is going to be 0, 80, where the graph crosses the y-axis. So those are the two extremes that we have. Now we actually have a value. This one's kind of the easiest one to see. There are others, but this is like right in the middle here. The x value here is 25, while the y value is 40. If you notice, that's half of 80 and half of 50. So that's the in between. So you can see that this value satisfies that. If we went back, let's talk about manipulating some equations. Here we have an equation, y minus 4 equals 5 times x minus 8. I want it to look in standard form. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of manipulating here. Any ideas what we would do first in order to start getting these equations to look alike? Scout.
Multiply the 5 by x and the negative 8.
Right, so we'll distribute, right? So y minus 4. There's that. Now what are we going to do? Add 4, right? To get those like terms together. So now I have y equals 5x minus 36. So we just went from point slope form to slope intercept form, correct? Now let's take it to standard form. What am I going to do? I need the x and y on the same side. Well, no, I'm going to subtract the 5x. I got to move that guy over. So now I have negative 5x plus y equals negative 36. There's our equation in standard form. Here's the next one. This one's a little tricky. Remember, A and B and C need to be integers. We have fractions in this case. So the first thing that we should do is eliminate our fractions in this case. Anybody remember how we would do that? Scout? By the denominator. Good. And in this case, the denominator is 4. So I'm going to multiply the whole thing times 4 over 1. All right, let's see what we got. So now I'm going to multiply 4 times y, which becomes 4y. 4 times 5. I'm going to kind of do this the long way just to model or refresh your memory how to do this. Now I can simplify each of these fractions. So we have 4y equals 5x plus 3. That's almost slope-intercept form, not quite, because y isn't completely by itself. But we're going to standard form anyway, so that means I'm going to move that 5x over. So I have negative 5x plus 4y equals 3. And that gets us exactly what we need. Yeah. All right. I want you to try this one. See if you can get this one into standard form for me, please. This one should have been super quick because you just have to move the x over by adding 4x on both sides. So this becomes 4x plus y equals negative 6. Be careful. If you just put 6, then that's not going to give you the same results. Questions? Here's the next one. Try this one on your own. There's my slope-intercept, point slope. Now I'm going to go to standard. There's my standard. So there's all 3 types of equations right there. The only one we're missing is direct variation, and this isn't a direct variation, so it doesn't matter. How many of you were able to get to that? Good. I know some of you may have not had enough time, and I'm sorry.